Come as you are. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
So, Come As You Are, released in 1991, I think, from the Nevermind album, grunge movement, late 80s going into early 90s. Very influential Seattle scene, Soundgarden and the Grateful Dead, I think, and all that sort of stuff. Yep, 1991, Nevermind. So just have a look, read through that. There's a lot of stuff you can listen to as well. Smashing Pumpkins, of course. Very, very gloomy, grumpy music, but it's very energetic and it has its place. So it begins with 4/4, which means there are 4 crotchets or 4 quarter notes in a bar. Crotchet set at 118 beats per minute. Grunge is the style of music or the genre, and grunge is a mixture of punk and rock pretty much. But it's a bit more soulful and moody and kind of sad and angry. So tom 1 on the and 4 and crash. So anything with the tail is a quaver. Anything with a line that connects to circular bits with the stick is a quaver as well. So it starts off 1, 2, 3 and 4 and crash bass. Then you're in the top line with the X's, so that's a ride cymbal, which is the big cymbal on the right. Crash bass, ride, snare, ride. And then it's a game of just triggering off the lower notes of the basses in the first space, and in the third space we have snare drums, of course. And this is basic, just following the groove. Always start slow and careful, and it shall develop. So it's a 2-bar pattern, crash, but it doesn't, when you repeat it doesn't crash, except for when you get into section A. So this is the intro: crash, ride, snare, ride, bass, bass, snare, bass, 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 snare, bass. Just a ride with nothing, no bass or snare, ride, bass, snare, bass. So that bar and that bar are the same as this bar and this bar and this bar, with the crash bass only, just to introduce the new section, section A. That bar. So these 2 bars are the same. These 2 bars are the same. These 2 bars are the same. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's right. And then you got this, which I particularly don't like. This is Rockschool doing their repackaging of songs. I would never put this in a song for some reason. I would personally never do it. It's very clunky and quite ugly actually, so I don't know why it's been done. But it's crash bass, boom boom, bass bass snare. So you crash bass it, crash snare bass, and on the and for the 2, 3 and is a bass bass with a crash on the 3, and then crash snare and bass. So you got boom blah boom 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 blah. And then you got crash 2 and 3 and 4, and this is simplified from the original song, but it can work. Crash, snare bass, 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 crash snare bass, crash 3 2 and 3 and 4, and with the bass on 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably a bit bright. Like post-production. Oh yeah, it's visible. Anyway, and then you do these 2 bars again for one more time, and then this means these 2 bars again. So you do basically this 3 times. 1, 2, again, 2, and this means again there, and then crash, crash, bass, snare, crash, bass, crash, snare, bass, and then you got snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass. 8 hits. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it didn't move. No, they're all on snares. Snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, and then you got crash, bass, snare, bass, snare, crash, bass, snare. So it's 2 bars for another 2 times, another 2 times. Bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, crash on the snare, and then you crash, and then you end the way you began. Crash, ding, snare, ding, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass. And then again these 2 bars. Then you crash bass for the outro. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that'll expedite your learning and make things happy and full and good.